everyone! Welcome back to integralcalc.com. Today we're going to be doing another sketching circles example. And in this one we've been asked to sketch the circle x squared plus y squared plus 2x plus 2y equals 2. This right here is the formula we're going to be using. And you need to remember two things whenever you're sketching circles, or one thing, that you are going to be finding the center point of the circle and the radius of the circle. If you can find those two things, then you can sketch the graph of the circle. So we're going to be working toward finding those two, and the way we're going to do it is first to complete the square with respect to both x and y of this function. So what we're going to do is we're going to group first our x terms together, so x squared plus 2x. We're not changing anything about the function, we're just rearranging the terms so that the x's and y's are together and putting parentheses around them so we separate them. And now we're going to complete the square. And if you're having trouble with completing the square, I've got a whole section about it on my website. But for now, let's just breeze through it. We're going to take the coefficient on this term right here, so in this case 2. We're going to divide that by 2, which is what you always do when you're completing the square. So we'll get 1. And then completing the square tells us that we square our answer right there. So still 1 squared is just 1. Then we're going to do the same thing with the coefficient on the y term. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1, and then square the answer, we still get 1. So these are the numbers that we're going to add to the x terms and the y terms to complete the square. So we'll say x squared plus 2x plus 1, right, because we found that we were going to add 1 right there. And then plus y squared plus 2y plus 1, because we said we were going to add 1 to the y terms. And then on the right hand side, in order to balance these equations, we have to add the same thing on the right hand side that we added on the left. So we add 1 and then 1 again. And now that we've completed the square, we can factor both of these polynomials and rewrite these as x plus 1 squared and as y plus 1 squared. And then of course 2 plus, oh sorry, this is equals. 2 plus 1 is 4 on the right hand side. So that's how we get to this point. And now notice that our equation is very similar to this form up here. The center of our circle is actually going to be at x1, comma, y1. And you can see that x1 is here, y1 is here, which means x1 is right here and y1 is right here. Now notice that in the formula you've got negative signs in between x and x1 and y1. We've got positive signs, which means that our center point is not at 1, 1, as you would think it might be, right? You'd look at these points and you'd say, oh, the center point's at 1, 1. Well, because we've got positive signs, it's actually going to be, the center is actually going to be at negative 1, negative 1. So that's really important to remember. If you've got x minus 1 squared plus y minus 1 squared, then yes, your center would be at 1, 1. But if you've got positive signs, since we've got negatives in our formula, the center will be at negative 1, negative 1. And then the radius we find here, right? The radius on the right side, it says it's the radius squared, which means we're just going to go ahead and take the square root of that number on the right side. And obviously that's 2. So the radius is going to be equal to 2. And given that information, we can go ahead and draw our circle. So we'll just go ahead and lay down some coordinate axes here. So we've got the y-axis and then the x-axis. And we'll put in negative 1 and negative 1 right there. So our center point is at negative 1, negative 1. And then we're going to go out a radius of 2, right? So let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. So if we go out a radius of 2, that's all the way out to right here, all the way up to here. To the left, we go out to right here, and then down to here, right? We just move 2 in every direction. So we can just now connect these points, right? So we'll sketch the circle by connecting the endpoints here of our arrows like that. And it's kind of a rough circle, but that's it. We say that the center is at -1, -1, and the radius is at 2, or is equal to 2. And then we sketch the circle given that information. So that's it. I hope that video helped you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!